Good day, everyone. It is in the early morning hours right now of Christmas Eve, so the 24th. It's a little after midnight. But I thought I'd come on and vlog, uh, just because I probably won't have time in the next few days. So I have chemo Saturday, which is the 26th. So I did my blood work actually on Tuesday, and uh, everything was already processed. And good news is that it's working. So um, my CA125 cancer marker was in the 300s, like 380.0 or 387.0. I can't quite remember, but it was in the 380s basically. So it has dropped a little for about 100 points. It was two something this time. So I mean, the good news is it's working. Um, I'm having the surgery Monday for the stent placement for the kidney for the left ureter, so that it can drain properly. Right now, there's a tumor pressing up against the ureter, and it's kind of compressing it, so there's fluid buildup in my left kidney, which is causing me a significant amount of pain. Um, it was very, very bad this morning, or yesterday morning, technically, I guess. So I was in quite a bit of pain. Normally, I try not to take the pain meds, but once a day, like at night, once I've reached my pain threshold. But I had to take it yesterday. So, oof. So on Saturday, I have to COVID test because I'll be in outpatient surgery, and you have to COVID test to go down there. So before I do my infusion on Saturday, I will get COVID tested. So yeah, my hair has started falling out. Um, Actually, it took a lot longer. You can't, I don't think you could see. It's just coming out. Uh, Clumps. I'm, you know, at this point, it's just, I'm used to it. I'm probably going to leave it like this for now, but maybe on Friday, I'll have my husband shave my head with the clippers, and then, not shave, but, buzz my head, and then I'll shave it. So, just because I don't know if any of you have, I guess I'll ask, since some of you are also going through chemo process. Have you guys noticed it kind of hurts when the hair falls out? Like, not like a super bad pain, but you know, it is a little painful. Like, it's weird. Or that you get scabs on your head. Don't know if it's just me or if everyone kind of goes through that. Um, So yeah, it's been a rough couple of weeks since I had this whole kidney not draining issue start, and very uncomfortable. They gave me, I live in California, of course, here in the United States, but I'm on state-funded medical, so I don't have private insurance. I have a state-funded medical, and everything's a process. Like, some things just take longer, and um, with my pain meds, it's been just absolutely terrible. Just getting my pain meds. I do. Uh, we've kind of sort of figured it out with my primary care, which is great because I had to call her today for a refill. Um, and it went through pretty quick now that we know we can only get 30 pills at a time and whatnot. But I do have to switch over to palliative care just because she's not really comfortable issuing the payments to me. So, and palliative care will be better because I can probably get on a combination of pain meds. So, I know some of you private messaged me during the week regarding the neuropathy, and some of you wrote on comments on the video about what has my experience been with this neuropathy, and have I experienced any symptoms that they don't understand? And the answer to that is yes. Um, I've had problems with speech when I was on Keytruda. Like I literally was like shaking and couldn't talk, and it was really weird. But one of the things that's been happening and still happens even now um, is I'll be walking and my legs don't want to move. Um, normally it seems like if I have to go up steps or anything like that, it's more common. But the longer I walk, like the longer period I walk, um, it gets to where my legs don't want to go. And so, um, yeah, like today I walked my dog, I walked Opal, and we walked a little bit farther than normal. Usually we just walk a couple of laps around my parents' cul-de-sac. And today we kind of walked uphill to the next street, and coming back was a little problematic. Uh, so yeah, um, I'm kind of sad because basically in a week my husband will be leaving back to Texas, and so I won't have him here. But hopefully, if everything goes through, I can be joining him soon. Maybe, you know, I wouldn't interrupt this scheduled treatments at this point, so I would probably stay here until at least the whatever they're gonna, how many treatments I'm gonna get of this. What am I on? I can't even think. I am on doxorubicin, sorry. So, yeah. Hmm. Goodness, I'm trying to think of anything else. It's just been, it's been bah humbug. It's Christmas Eve basically, and my mom's decorated the house, and we have gifts under the tree. But it's a little bah humbug because of life in general, not just with the cancer right now, but as everyone knows, we're in this quarantine, and so I don't know. It just doesn't feel like the holidays. Uh, we're gonna have my daughters over, and my best friend is coming. She's been quarantining, and she actually tested just to, so she knows for sure she doesn't have it. Uh, she's just paranoid like that. And if you're watching, honey, I'm sorry, but because she's better than me, she doesn't go anywhere. Um, my husband, I have to leave sometimes. Like I had to do blood work. I had to go do that today again, or yesterday. I had to go back and get more blood drawn. I went the day before for my chemo labs, um, but for surgery they needed a certain test, so they faxed over, and I was able to get that blood drawn today. So yeah. I have to stop taking my blood thinners for Saturday and Sunday because um, the surgery on Monday. Surgery is about 2 hours, and then I'll be in recovery for 4. Um, and she said they actually like going with the needle or something, a real small incision, CT guided, and they'll place the stent, which I don't like going in for procedures. I'm a big Lala, and but if it takes away this pain, I'm all for it. I cannot tell you guys how miserable I've been and how bad this hurts. Um, I know people who are in dialysis or who have been on dialysis, and I don't really think about it as being painful. Um, uh, I would say uncomfortable because they have the stents they have to place in their arms, but oh gosh, I feel for dialysis patients, for kidney patients, because this is really painful. So, yeah. And then, that's it. I went and did the blood work. When I went yesterday, I was gonna get some like nail polish and nail file to like paint my nails or at least my toenails, and I was just like, just put everything down and left. But those are like the only trips I really make out of the house, to like get my budge on, or to Petco for dog treats and whatnot. But I don't really go out that much. Sorry. Oh man. One of the things, I applied for Social Security benefits, and one of the things that they brought up was that, oh yeah, your life expectancy is put at less than a year, so you should qualify. And I was just kind of like, oh, okay, because that's not something that's been told to me. But that, of course, is based on the fact that I wasn't responding to Keytruda, so they can only go, by their estimates. So, but anyways, there's two different here in the U.S., because I know some of you don't live here in the U.S., but there's two different types of, we have our Social Security, which we pay into when we work, and I worked, most of my life I've worked, and that one is considered SSDI, so it's disability, and so you pay into it in case something happens, and then you can collect your full amount, which you would get when you retire, that monthly amount. And then there's SSI, which is basically like a welfare program, where you get less money, which I didn't qualify for SSI because we had sold our house when we purchased in Texas, and so we had given my youngest daughter money for rent for a year, since we didn't give them much notice that we were selling, and just to make sure they're okay, for her and her husband. And so because we gifted them that money, I disqualified myself for SSI, which I don't care. I wouldn't really want SSI because it would have only been like $700, which is not a whole lot. What they're trying to do is, there's two big gaps in my employment history. And so what they're trying to do is take it back to when I was still working within the 5 years, because you have to work 5 out of the last 10 years. So, and I was being treated for ultimately what led to this cancer, the heavy bleeding and all that. So what they're trying to do is backdate it to that when I show that I had heavy bleeding, and it's been an issue since then. So that I can get the SSDI. It may get denied, but that's why I have an attorney to keep fighting for it. So it's just a waiting game at this point. But they said I should know an answer before the end of the year. And then if it's denied, my lawyer will of course appeal. But according to it was 2 women I spoke with that called me for just information. They were asking questions and stuff. So she says it shouldn't get denied because I'm basically what they consider dying, stage 4, and so. But we'll see. We'll see. How they run this country is just insane. Although we have a great healthcare system, I know someone left a comment to me that I read before I started vlogging about we have such a great system. We do, and then there's downsides to it. There's a lot of downsides to it. I know they were talking about a friend who, the PET scan machine broke down, and there are downsides to American healthcare. They really do. A lot of patients like myself who are stage 4 or just have cancer, they go broke through this process because it's very expensive. If you have private insurance, usually you have 20% or 10% of the cost to cover, to pay for your treatments, and that can get very expensive. Because like say right now, I don't know what the Doxorubicin, but I'm going to go by Keytruda. So Keytruda, each dose for me was 36,000. That's what the state of California on the health plan I had contracted. But some patients who have private insurance may pay $75,000 a dose, 65,000. There's no set price, is what I'm getting at. So it can get very expensive for a lot of people if they're having to cover 20% of those costs. So, I mean, there's good things about the healthcare system here, and there are bad things about the healthcare system here. So, yeah. And, so, yeah. And that's pretty much what's been going on, guys. So, not a whole lot. I totally have chemo brain. I'm like totally medicated right now, too. So, I can't quite think very well. I'm running a little slow. Tomorrow, I don't plan on dressing up. I think we're wearing pajamas. We all have matching pajamas that we bought at Walmart. I wore them for Thanksgiving too, but I think that's what I'm doing tomorrow. I may actually put on makeup. I don't know. Haven't decided. I'll decide tomorrow. It'll depend. I've been really tired. I have noticed, just, off subject kind of, but I have noticed with this doxycycline, I'm a lot more tired than I was versus, the Paxitax or carboplatin. And I don't know if that's just a normal side effect or if it's because, this whole left kidney not draining properly right now. So I don't know. I do try to stay positive, but, like I say in other videos, I do have my moments, you guys. I have my moments where I just lay in this bed and I cry, or I think bad thoughts, if you're going through this, you know what I'm saying. I'm not always positive, and things aren't always great, but I do try to get up every day and out of the bed and walk. Even if I don't walk opal far, we do walk. I think that's very important to stay moving. I can remember coming out of surgery, and it was very problematic getting back my stamina. And even now, almost a year later, my stamina for walking is not that great. I used to be able to walk like 2 or 3 miles, and I cannot do that. I would never, I wouldn't last. But getting up and moving and just staying mobile is important, because if we go to bed in depression or whatever, your chances of getting back up aren't that great. They're just not. And I've been meditating. I meditate, and I think that, anything we can do to help ourselves just stay motivated and moving is good. If you find you like something, do it. And it certainly teaches you to appreciate a moment or a memory. And I'm sure those of you going through this know what I'm saying in that and can relate. I'm not really, like I said, I've not been watching the news. I hear it if my dad, when I eat breakfast, because my dad watches the news and whatnot, but I haven't been. It's just so negative. Trump's just crazy, and, the whole stimulus package. I see stuff on social media which cracks me up because, they're sending millions of dollars to places, but they're giving $600 to the people. And I'm like, really? One of the things with the last stimulus package that irritated me was that churches, and these big, huge churches that have, they took these loans in the last package that they don't have to pay back, and they were worth millions of dollars. And I'll throw one name out there, like Joel Osteen's church took money. I used to like Joel Osteen I like the sound of his voice and how he preaches the Word of God. But to me, I don't, he has a huge church. And when I stopped watching him and was when I saw his home, his huge mansion. And I kind of feel like, you know, it's just wrong. He doesn't need a house that big. That could be helping the poor or whatever, I think. And this is one of the reasons why I don't go to church. I just read the Bible on my own because I kind of feel like these bigger churches, you know, they just, they're not living a godly life if you're living in a mansion and doing all these things because that money could have been spent helping as Jesus, help. I don't, yeah, a little off topic, I know, sorry. That's just my thoughts on it. Um, but, as a person, I'm a giver. Um, I would give you my last dollar if you needed it. That's just who I am as a person because uh, I don't place value in possessions, money, or things. It's nice to have, but that's not like my sole focus. I think that if you are in a place of privilege or position, you're not obligated because obviously it's your money, but I mean, I think to me, that's just my thoughts, to give back, to help others so that, someone is not struggling. Because I have been extremely poor in my marriage where we struggled really hard, and so I know that. And even then, when I didn't have, if someone needed help, I would help them. So, and thankfully, I'm married to a person that has that same kind of mindset. You know, we don't really place value in stuff like that. Although I do like things, I'm not gonna lie. But they're just things, and when we die, we don't take any of it with us. So, just something to think about if you're in a place of privilege. Think about helping others. I think as a society, we would be better off if people were not so selfish. And this pandemic has just shown how extremely selfish people are. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask. I mean, that's kind of why I just don't watch TV. So, I'm so out of it right now. I'm sorry, you guys. But, yeah. Mm. What else? I don't know what else. Opal's asleep here. She's been a good girl. When I came out of the hospital, when I had a good emergency, she was so protective. Like she knew. Uh, and just before I started recording, my husband came in here. He's sleeping in the other room because he said the bed's not big enough for us and two dogs. Because of course our grandpuppy is here too during the week, so he's sleeping in the other room. But he came in to tell me goodnight, and she just like was growling. She knows when I don't feel well. So when I took her on her walk today, she made potty 3 times. I took one little bag for her. So I had to come back here to the house twice to pick up bags because she's just going everywhere. So we were out for a while though to give her. I walked her quite a bit. I tried to increase the time before I came back, but and then we came back. Ouch. My side hurts really bad. And that's it, guys. I hope everyone, if you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. If you don't, Happy Holidays. However you celebrate and whatever you celebrate, I hope you have a good weekend. And remember to be thankful and grateful And I will see you guys. Well, you'll see me again. I'll probably record Tuesday or Wednesday next week to give you all updates. If you want more frequent updates other than here, it's probably best you follow me on Facebook or Instagram. Um, Instagram is my name, the one I update more. Uh, the one I update more is my first and last name one, and Facebook I do update often as well, small videos. Remember, if you send a friend request to those accounts, to need a private message me to let me know that you subscribe and follow me here on YouTube, and I will add you onto my accounts. I'll approve the request. And that's it, because I'm just rambling. Have a Merry Christmas, you guys, however you're going to celebrate. And I'll see you guys next week when I do my next vlog.